All right, classified class, more words. Remember, write the definition. Write one, both of my sentences, or you can write your own on your paper. You will write your own on your exit slip. So all these are words from The Flooded Valley, scene 1 and 2, which I know has hard vocabulary in it, partially just because it's historical fiction. So there's some words that we don't use as often anymore. For example, the first word, deed. You might think of like a deed as something you do, like a good deed is something that's good that you do for other people. But a deed can also be a piece of paper that shows who by law owns a piece of property. You don't typically see these as much anymore. Anyway, but Papa crumpled up his land deed. It was a piece of paper that showed that he owned the land. Or Papa didn't want to lose the deed because he cared about his land so much. Again, piece of paper showing who owns a piece of property. Strides. Strides means somebody walks with long, even steps. It can also mean like the steps they take. Like he has big strides. In the text, it's used as a verb. To walk with long, even steps. So he strides, I guess the second one was from the text. Mr. Bailey says goodbye and strides out of the office. Or we could say he strides down the hallway feeling confident. So if somebody's feeling confident, they're probably like taking bigger steps. And again, if we came across this word in our reading, we'd want to know what it meant. Also, if I was writing a story, instead of just saying walks, it can be more interesting to use a word specifically telling me how they are walking. Scurries. So this also has to do with moving, but it's more like smaller, quicker steps, quickly in a hurried way, sort of like a little mouse, like scurrying around. So the mouse scurries about in the walls. In the text, it says, Papa scurries across the room to pick up the deed. So, walking quickly in a hurried way. Exhausted. Usually we think of exhausted as meaning like really tired, which it does, but it also can mean used up. So the campers exhausted the supply of food, so had to go fishing. I exhausted all of my options, and then there were none left. Or in the text, it says the field is exhausted because of the bad soil. So they would use it for a year and then it was exhausted, so they'd have to go somewhere else. So just one of those words that can have multiple meanings. So it's good to keep in mind that it has multiple meanings. If you choose this one, I want you to use this meaning of the word, not the other meaning. Exchange, like to trade. Give someone something for something else. So they gave us money in exchange for the land is how it is used in the text, more or less. I changed the sentence a little bit, but that was the idea. They were exchanging money for the land. Or a way you all use it a lot, or could use it a lot. I exchanged my monkey noodle for my friend's magnets. So it's like you're trading them. Interrupting, another word that you probably have heard. This is like one that the definition is how you've probably heard it. So begin to speak over in the middle of, like Doris is always interrupting her brother. He's doing something and then she comes and gets in the middle of it. It can be frustrating when others are interrupting what we have to say. Sorry, typo, others should be an S on there. And in the text, it was just a stage direction, just something in the text that tells us how they were saying it. It wasn't a full sentence, so I sort of put some sentence around it. And last but not least, kerosene is a thin liquid fuel, so something you burn. We don't generally have things that run on kerosene anymore. Creates a lot more pollution than other types of fuel. But in the story, talk about how you can get out the kerosene and fill the lamps. Then I said kerosene is very flammable. Means like meaning like it burns really easily. All right. Let me know if you have questions, and good luck.